on Wall Street.
Markets falling, tumbling.
Stocks plunging. Down, down, down.
The Nasdaq's getting crushed. Small caps are getting crushed.
This is a shock to the system.
It is ugly out there, worse than worst case scenario.
Stocks are getting slashed and burned. $2.5 trillion vaporized.
It is estimated that the average American family will pay more than $5,000 out of their pocket to pay for these tariffs.
Reciprocal tariffs on countries throughout the world. Reciprocal. That means they do it to us and we do it to them.
In early April 2025, President Donald Trump announced a series of sweeping tariffs that have sent shockwaves through the global economy. These measures include a 10% baseline tariff on all imports, with significantly higher rates targeting specific countries, 20% on European Union nations, 34% on Chinese goods, and varying rates for others. This video delves into the details of these tariffs, explores their historical context, examines their impact on the U.S. and global economies, and discusses the potential long-term consequences.
Look, I think the president's doing the right thing. China has been taking advantage of us for two decades. They're stealing our intellectual property, which means stealing our good-paying jobs.
How far does China have to go? How much more repression? How big a trade deficit and loss of jobs for the American worker? And how much more dangerous proliferation has to exist before members of this House of Representatives will say, I will not endorse the status quo? The lack of market access, the rip-off of our intellectual property, the transfer of technology, a country that is not willing to play by the rules in any respect in this trade relationship. You have a serious threat not only to our relationship, but to the industrialized world.
Further, what they have said is that we need to not worry about manufacturing in America, because what we should establish is a policy of unfettered free trade. We don't need tariffs. What we need is to allow corporate America the freedom to throw American workers out on the street, people who are making 15, 20, 25 bucks an hour, healthcare, pensions, throw them out on the street, because somehow, Madam President, we are going to create wealth in America and good-paying jobs in America as we shut down plants, we move to China, corporations there pay workers 20, 30 cents an hour, and we bring the product back into this country.
It's also proper for advanced economies like the United States to insist on reciprocity from nations like China that are no longer solely poor countries, to make sure that they're providing access to their markets and that they stop taking intellectual property and hacking our servers.
I mean, you can respect somebody that's beating the hell out of you, but they are beating the hell out of this country. I don't know how your audience feels, but I think people are tired of seeing the United States ripped off. And I can't promise you everything, but I can tell you one thing: this country would make one hell of a lot of money from those people that for 25 years have taken advantage. It wouldn't be the way it's been, believe me.
All equal, and everything is free and fair. If you raise tariffs and they raise tariffs, isn't it bad for society? The answer is, of course.
President Trump's tariff policies have begun the process of reorienting our international economic relations.
I always say tariffs is the most beautiful word to me in the dictionary. Tariff on
tariffs. This is a direct attack.
Donald Trump, who changes his mind between, breakfast 11's his lunch and supper time.
President Trump declared a national emergency to address the United States' large and persistent trade deficits. These tariffs aim to rectify what the administration perceives as unfair trade practices and to bolster domestic industries.
It's very clear that there is a green, a yellow, and a red bucket, and we let everyone know where they are.
Make the United States into a manufacturing powerhouse like it used to be many years ago.
It's essential to consider historical precedents. The Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act of 1930, for instance, raised U.S. tariffs on over 20,000 imported goods. While intended to protect American farmers and manufacturers, it led to retaliatory measures from other countries, contributing to a significant decline in international trade and exacerbating the Great Depression.
State-owned firms built more commercial ships just last year than all of America has produced since the end of World War II.
Taking our jobs, taking our wealth,
taking a lot of things that they've been taking over the years. They've taken so much out of our country, friend and foe, and frankly, friend has been oftentimes much worse than foe.
I have directed Secretary Connally to suspend temporarily the convertibility of the dollar into gold or other reserve assets.
Economists have raised concerns about the potential domestic impact of the new tariffs. Key projections include consumer prices, an expected increase of approximately 2.3%, translating to an additional $3,800 in annual expenses for the average U.S. household. Economic growth, a potential reduction in the U.S. growth rate by nearly 1 percentage point. Employment, while some domestic industries may benefit from reduced foreign competition, others reliant on imported materials could face higher production costs, potentially leading to job losses.
And if you want to go to third world status, lose your reserve currency. We have to have that. We cannot lose it.
This is what tariffs are designed to address. Leveling the playing field such that the international trading system begins to reward ingenuity, security, rule of law, and stability, not wage suppression, currency manipulation, intellectual property theft, non-tariff barriers, and draconian regulation.
They've only got the United States to sell to. There's no alternative. So they're the ones who will bear the burden of these tariffs. If the dollar were able to weaken to equilibrate trade, then we wouldn't have a lot of to balance trade deficits, then we wouldn't have a lot of the problems that tariffs and other policies are designed to address, because U.S. exports would be more competitive on the global stage, and we wouldn't be as cheated by other countries.
The international trading system consists of a web of relationships, military, economic, political. One cannot take a single aspect in isolation. This is how President Trump sees the world, not as a zero-sum game, but as interlinkages that can be reordered to advance the interest of the American people.
Economists have raised concerns about the potential domestic impact of the new tariffs. Key projections include consumer prices, an expected increase of approximately 2.3%, translating to an additional $3,800 in annual expenses for the average U.S. household. Economic growth, a potential reduction in the U.S. growth rate by nearly 1 percentage point. Employment, while some domestic industries may benefit from reduced foreign competition, others reliant on imported materials could face higher production costs, potentially leading to job losses.
The markets have lost trillions of dollars.
We're looking at what, the worst week for stocks since March of 2020.
Yesterday, as markets tumbled, there was no presidential press conference or address. Instead, Donald Trump was snapped arriving at the Trump International Golf Course in Florida.
President Trump's latest tariffs represent a significant shift in U.S. trade policy with profound implications both domestically and internationally. While intended to protect American industries and address trade imbalances, the potential for unintended economic consequences is substantial. As the situation develops, it is crucial for policymakers, businesses, and consumers to remain vigilant and responsive to mitigate adverse effects and work towards sustainable solutions in international trade relations.
Yes! Yes!
Of Mussolini and the economics of Herbert Hoover. I now want Elon Musk and the Silicon Valley billionaire mafia. And while they're literally sitting in the Kremlin, I want to tell you something.